Today we're going to do a little bit of shelf control with an unhaul video. Hello and welcome back or welcome to my book channel. I'm Bookbird and today we're going to be doing a little bit of an unhaul. I have about 9 books to share with you that I'm gonna clear some space off my shelves to make room for all the February new releases that I purchased. So first up, I mentioned this book in my latest wrap up, and that's gonna be The Housemaid. Frida McFadden did not really jive for my taste in a thriller, and it just wasn't quite what I thought it was gonna be and wasn't as great as I was hyped up for it to be. So this one's going to a home that someone will get the hype more than I did. I also have a full review up of this specific book if you want to look. I go in depth on why I didn't like this book. And the next book that I am unhauling is my mass market paperback of Ready Player One. I read this back when the movie came out, and watching my friend, the Reformed Reader's review reminding me of stuff in this book. It's one that I don't think I'm going to reread. I think I'm just going to keep the memories that I had of reading it for the first time and not soil those memories by reading it again and getting a different impression. And so I'm just going to let someone else have this book. And this next book is going to be the last of the books that I've actually read from my shelves that I know for a fact I didn't enjoy. And this was mentioned in my worst of 2025 video, and I finally decided that it's time to sell this and give it to someone else that would enjoy it more than I did, or hasn't read it yet and wants a nice hardback copy that they might be able to love. And usually the other Grady Hendrix books that I have read, I did enjoy those. This one was less witchcraft, more wayward girls, and I enjoyed the fact that the setting was in St. Augustine, but other than that, there is nothing drawing me back to this book again. So I am going to let someone else enjoy this book. And this next book, I've read parts of it. At one time, I was very obsessed with watching Gary Vee and his daily vlogs on business and different tips and methods to being an entrepreneur. So I bought his book and started reading it, and I just don't think I'm gonna pick it up again. Not that it didn't have helpful things in it, I just don't think I'm in that reader's space anymore. This was like years ago, even before I had a booktube, even before I really put reviews on Goodreads a whole lot. So I don't think I'm this kind of reader anymore that would enjoy a business nonfiction book. Someone that needs this information would probably enjoy this more than I will. And this next book, for the books that I have not read at all yet, I did read either the first few pages or take a look inside it to decide, based on the fact that it's been sitting on my shelf for a long time, if I would feel the need to pick it up right away or if I can just get it from my library if I happen to want to pick it up at a different time. So that's how I went about deciding these next books. Poor Little Sick Girls, when I was heavy into watching BookTube and things in like 2021, that era where we were all stuck in our houses, and that's when I discovered BookTube. I have books that were recommended that I would buy from like Book Outlet or cheaper places that I just accumulated. So a book about like reflecting on chronic illness and stuff like that, based around like a feminine perspective. And I read the first few pages and I automatically knew that it wasn't going to be a perspective that I would agree with. It even talks about within the first few sentences, it talks about existentialism and feeling the void and not feeling a purpose in life. And as a Christian, I have a purpose in life. So automatically, I don't think this book is going to be for me because I know my purpose in life. And I just don't think this is going to be a perspective that's going to fit for me, even though I'm someone who suffers from a chronic illness. I don't think I need her perspective on it. So that's just why someone else is going to get something from this that I'm not going to get. This next one might be surprising to some people, but with my stipulation of I could just get it from the library. I am getting rid of my paperback copy of The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I've heard some content things that I may not care to read about, and as far as R.F. Kuang, I've only read Babel, which I really enjoyed by her, and Yellowface, which I did not enjoy, which are obviously two very different genres by her. But also I think with this being her like first debut to publishing, I don't think it's gonna be a top series for me anyway to hold on to. I get completely convinced later that I can pick up the library copies of these. I don't feel like I need this. And this is another one of those books that I picked up out of recommendations from BookTube that I got a little carried away from. And that's Sleeping Giants. I got this through Thrift Books, so it's missing its dust jacket, but I was fine with that because the hardcover is actually pretty cool. The reason that I am okay getting rid of this is because the book is in interview format when I was paging through it, and that's one of those that it's really hard for me to get into. I remember like Daisy Jones and the Six is in an interview format, and I had a hard time getting through that. I had to have the audiobook to help me with the way that was, and this is completely question answer, and in that format I don't know that I will get into it that much, and if I really want to try it, I'm just gonna go through the library. So despite having a pretty cover, it's going to be a pretty book on someone else's shelf. And lastly, I am getting rid of the fourth book in the Thursday Murder Club because I own the first one in paperback, but I have yet to pick it up, and I feel like, especially because I don't even know if I like the series yet, I think someone else will enjoy having this if they don't have it yet and they've wanted to continue the series but don't maybe have a matching hardcover or some other reason. I don't think I need to hold on to this, especially because this series is so popular. I can probably easily get it from the library. Okay, we'll see if I can do this like I did in my very first video on haul. Alright. So these are the books that are going to be going in my Pango shop, which now Pango allowed its sellers to not put their personal address as their return address. They put the Pango headquarters instead, and then we'll figure out between buyer and seller what happens to the book if it gets sent back to them. But because I can safely send out packages now, my Pango bookshop is linked in the description. So if any of the books I mentioned you would like to purchase from me, I have that link for you now. If you go watch my previous Unhaul, some of those books are still up in my shop. So just go check it out if you're interested. But I hope you enjoyed going through this little book haul with me. I cleared off a good amount of space on my shelves so that I can put the books that I have pre-ordered for February in those spaces. And as always, so that I can see everyone in the next video, please hit that subscribe button. But if I lay down